Hey guys, welcome back to the D&Y Podcast. I'm your host Yassin with my co-host Dimitri, and today we have a new episode freshly cooked for you. We're bringing our A game, so pay attention. And I'm going to start off by asking you, Dimitri, how your week has been. How you been, bro?
It's been quite good. It's been quite good. I've wasted some time here and there, but
Hmm.
we gotta keep on going. And the sometimes negative things that happened in the past, we cannot change it. We gotta look forward and make sure this doesn't happen in the future, and we can learn from it.
Yeah.
And with that, I can do the perfect introduction into the wisdom nugget, which is all about complaining
Hmm.
and what you can do better. So we humans were very often we like to complain,
Yeah.
and so every time I try to do it as much as I can to complain the least possible, and always think of when I complain about the situation, always think of what I could have done differently or what I could have done better in order to prevent this from happening instead of complaining about it. Because complaining about other people and outside factors and things not working doesn't bring me anywhere. Like, I can
Hmm.
complain about the rainy weather all day. The sun's not gonna come out because I complain about the rainy weather. So I gotta make sure I change and I do things better in order to live with this external factor. And that's how I try to do it. I'm not perfect at all at it. Sometimes, I still complain about things, and sometimes you don't even realize. But it's good to have people around you that maybe say, hey, stop complaining. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we all know those people that complain all day about what happens to them and how their life is shit, but they don't do shit about it. So always try to think of what you can do better, what you can change in order to make your life better, because there's always things you can improve. And I think that's the fun part of it in life. It's to improve every day and get better at things. I
Yeah.
think it's so fun.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one, man. It's a good one. I can complain that none that you haven't liked yet and subscribed, but how would that help thing? Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. I gotta leave you that, but I'll let you go ahead with the Winston Nugget.
Yeah, my wisdom nugget is actually something a friend of ours told me once. He was like, keep doing the thing until God makes you feel it's time to change. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He told me, what I mean by that is if there's something you're doing and you have these thoughts of, should I keep doing it? Should I not keep doing it? Keep doing it until, at some point it's like, okay, it's pretty clear now. It's time to shift. Or, you know, okay, it's pretty clear now. I have to keep going with it, you know? And that was a very interesting one because I was asking him, what do you think of X and Y? Should I do X or Y? He was like, well, if X has been working for you, keep doing it. And if at some point you feel, okay, this isn't working anymore for whatever reason, and you feel like you want to change, you feel that shift, do Y, you know? So that was interesting.
That's
Yeah.
interesting, yeah. I think we can come to the topic of today's video, and it's about if new freelancers or generally people that want to start making money online and offer services or like be a freelancer, what should they start with?
Mm,
See,
very good question. Um, I'd say this is one thing I didn't start with, but I kind of wish I had. But I think you started with it, which is great. Um, Look at your edges. And by edges, I mean, even if you're young, we all have things where we stand out more than others or where we know more than others to an extent, right? Um, for me, one thing that I've realized that I had an edge in is I speak French. I speak English, I speak Arabic, and I know how to write in French, and I know how to write in English, right? So what I could have done when I started my copy journey um, was start off, and I was also pretty artistic as well. That I did well because I used that artistic side of me to get my first client, who I designed ads for, and it did not take me a lot of effort because I knew I knew how to do that artistic stuff to an extent. So that was an edge that I had. Um, Another edge I had is that I had a person who I was friends with and I really liked their content and they trusted me. So I used that to have them as my second client. But there are other edges that I could have used and that you can use, and that's maybe the language. For example, if you speak French or whatever, you can use that. Or if you don't have the language part, what you could also do, if you're good at public speaking, if you're good at connecting with people, you can use that skill to get clients in that sense. Or even if you just have an interest in, I don't know, psychology, well, you could maybe try to get clients in that field because there's not other, or you know a lot about psychology, you can try to get clients in that field because there's not a lot of people that know as much about it as you, or can dive deep into it as you. So these are stuff that you can use as well.
Yeah, and what's also a way to use, your knowledge for certain things. You know, let's say, I don't know, you and your family, you really like to go hike. This
Mm,
was a family thing you guys always did. And you know great spots to go to, you know how it is to hike. Maybe if you want to go into, let's say, video editing, for an example, you can use the knowledge you have in that space to go and help people edit videos that, do hiking tours and explain what the best spots are or what the best equipment is for hiking because you know it as well. And for someone that hires a video editor and has that type of channel, he would love to have someone that has actual knowledge in the hiking space to edit their videos. That's a big plus you have there. And it's even a bigger plus when you understand the specific topic rather than being a better video editor. Like, I have, let's take a topic that I'm not interested in at all. For example, I don't know, makeup, for example. Let's take that. I'm not interested at all in makeup and I don't know shit about makeup. So for me to edit a video where someone reviews makeup products and explain things about makeup products, yes, I can edit the video and I would say I'm a good video editor, but if I don't know shit about it, it's going to be very difficult for me to make it understandable and edit it in a way so people understand it because I don't even understand it. So if you have knowledge in the crypto space and you want to do copywriting, you can write articles for people that talk about crypto. And this goes for all services. If you want to be a graphic designer and you understand a lot about finances, you can use that and go do infographics for people that, for example, write articles in the finance space. And that way, because you understand finances, you can visualize those concepts inside your graphics and make them more understandable for um, their target audience. Same thing goes if you're a website designer and I don't know, you understand a lot about cars and you're very interested in cars. You can, because you understand all the cars, for a car blogger, you can design their website because you understand what's important for a car guy when he goes on a website, what he wants to understand about cars or what he wants to see in a website that talks about cars. And we can, go on and find more of those specific ideas, but we all have that one thing that interests us. Maybe we love trains, maybe we love airplanes, Maybe we love, as we said, hiking. Maybe you love arts. Maybe it's all of different topics and different things. Think about what you did, for example, back when you were younger, or think of what you're doing at the moment, maybe on a side hobby, what things are interesting for you, and what YouTube videos you watch when you have time off. Because we all have that one thing that interests us and that we know more of than other people. And we can use that
Yeah.
as our competitive advantage.
Yeah. And I was gonna say something. Um, you might even have another thing, which is, let's say you're funny. You have good humor. You could technically, and I had people who, clients who liked me or struggled to let me go because I had a pretty unique, chaotic sense of humor, you know? So that could also be something. And you could even work in industries where they're looking for that humor aspect, you know? That could also help. Um, I don't know, there's some people that make comedy or self-improvement content and they want a bit of jokes, they want a bit of humor. You could be that guy, you know? You could also um, even faith, you know, if you're very strong in faith, there's some coaches that talk about like faith stuff, you know, um, Christian or Muslim. You if you know a lot about that stuff, you could also go work with them, you know, and that could be an edge. But I'm sorry because when Dimitri spoke, he also lit up some light bulbs for me, you know. But but yeah, that could be something that you could do as well, you know? Even then, like Dimitri said, if you know a lot about the industry, there is another advantage, which is you can give them ideas. You can give them ideas that they might not even realize. You could be the target audience yourself, which makes you even more valuable because now you can be like, yeah, when you said that, I felt this and that. There's a lot of things, honestly. And you know, people know this when they apply for jobs. That's what they try to do. But that's why they tell you in unis and stuff, they're like, try to go for something you like, and because then you can relate with your passion and stuff. But we don't do that when we apply for clients. Because maybe it's because, you know, um, we are we want to make quick bucks. But I believe, and correct me if you agree, Dimitri, but I think this is true, that when you are know stuff about the client's niche or care about it. Like if you were to do for makeup, you'd probably do a good job, but you wouldn't do a great job like, I don't know, someone who's into makeup, you know, because they'd be able to do it better with more energy, with more ideas, maybe do it with more focus because they're not like, ah, let me add the captions and stuff. No, they're really trying to find how this can work for the makeup audience, you know. Um, and I think that's something maybe that we should do more of when we try to work with clients, even if you won't make money instantly from it. Maybe in the long run, I think you will make more money with it because you're going for people you can actually help in more than just your skill, but with your knowledge as well. Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely. Because we often focus on the skill set, but sometimes we don't have a skill set and we got to build one. And when you start, it's especially important to niche down. And when you take one of those interest points, you can it's a good way to niche down. If you're sitting here right now and you listen to us and you're like, "Hey guys, yeah, that sounds very good, but I cannot think of a thing that's a passion for me. I don't know what it is." Go ask your friends. Like, what are you
Mm,
recognizable for? Because sometimes we don't realize it ourselves, and other people might help us, or our friends might help us, or our family members might help us with that. Maybe like this can apply for sports as well. Like if you're very interested in sports, some people love to watch football. Some people love to go running. Some people love to go cycle. Some people love to go walk. Some people love to go to the gym. The gym the gym space is also a very, very big space that you can use that knowledge to your advantage in order to be more valuable, because that's what it is at the end. You want to be valuable to your clients, and maybe at the start you're not valuable because you're very good at your skill, but you're very valuable because you understand a lot about the topic. And we can maybe reverse it as well. If you're very good at editing videos and you have a client in a space that you actually don't know a lot about, go ahead and teach yourself more about that topic. Go watch videos about that topic. Let's say you edit videos for someone that talks about airplanes. Go ahead and watch videos about airplanes. Go ahead and maybe go with ChatGPT. You can do so many things today with ChatGPT when it comes to learning. Like, I love to use ChatGPT to learn new things, and to ChatGPT be my mentor, because ChatGPT can remember what I can understand, what I don't understand, and it can give me ideas on which path to take it to and what next things to learn. I don't know how
Mm.
much you use it to learn new things, but I like to use it a lot for those type of things.
Definitely. I'll create a Asian bot for you that teaches you about makeup, bro. Don't worry.
It's maybe not the thing that I would like to learn, but maybe that's a journey we can go down together, and we can become we can become very interested into makeup. But
Yeah, yeah.
no, I think that's not going to be the topic that I'll be learning next. But there's a bunch of other things that I can still learn
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
don't know.
No, I wanted to make that joke because I also wanted the people watching to know. Sure, you should definitely do that thing when you learn about industries, but if there's an industry you really don't see yourself getting into, know that from the start, you know? Don't jump in and be like, "Oh, Dimitri said, I'm gonna use ChatGPT to learn everything," and no, you don't know nothing about makeup. That would be,
Yes, definitely. Try to still find something that's quite aligned with your values. And if you're not a technical person at all, it's maybe not it's maybe not the thing to go to get into airplanes and try and understand how avionics and all of that works. But
yeah. But it depends on the person, honestly. You might be the type of guy who's like, I don't care what I write about. I just love this shit, so I'll just do whatever. There are some people like that. They're rare, but they exist.
that's
But
true.
yeah,
That's true. So, man, I've said everything I wanted to say um, about that. To be honest, I don't know what else to say. Otherwise, I would repeat myself, and
yeah,
I don't think that's a good thing. But we can say at the end that it's important for you to find a competitive advantage. This can be everything.
yeah. I
Language.
was,
Maybe you look a certain way. Maybe I don't know, you look like James Bond, and you wanna you can do videos about James Bond, or I don't know. Like, this can be
yeah,
everything. I know Gary Vee, in one of his videos, talks about, hey, maybe you're very passionate about worms, and then you can do videos about worms and how they're so good for the bio nature of our environment, and teach people about that. Like, it's
yeah,
if you're creative enough and you sit down and think and maybe brainstorm and write down, you can always find a way to exploit what you know, to make money from it, or to be valuable to others. That's the way I gotta say it, because be too much focused on the money is not always that good. You want to make sure to find a way to be valuable for others, and that should be the main priority. Be valuable. I know we talked about this on a past podcast, that being valuable to others is so important, but I cannot underline it more. I cannot underline it enough that the value is what brings you the money, because money is
yeah.
just another form of value.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like one thing you can do as well is if some people tell you a lot of times you're good at this, you're good at this, you're good at this, you've heard it a lot, or they constantly come to you for something. You know, they constantly come to you for advice about, I don't know, life problems or whatever. Maybe you can be good at that stuff, you know? Or fitness advice. Maybe you're good at that stuff and you could then write about it if you're a copywriter, edit about it if you're a video editor, voice act it if you're a or artist, you know, multiple things. But the one thing that I will always also say is I've noticed that when you're good at what you do, it's not very hard to market it because when you speak and try to sell it, you know you're good. You believe it, you know? And when you believe it, that, in my opinion, is the strongest form of sales because you really have everything to handle the objections, speak with conviction and confidence, and you're just looking at it from the angle of I'm trying to help the person. But yeah, I think that topic is good. You know, we if unless you guys, of course, wanted us to dive deeper on something, don't hesitate to let us know in the comments below. We might miss things, and that's why it helps to have your input as well. So let us know, of course, and let us know your thoughts. What do you think of the ideas we've given you so far? Which one you try out? We'd love to know. And yeah, now we can, unless you wanted to add something, but we can get cracking on to the four things we're grateful for. Three things we're grateful for. Sorry.
Three things we're grateful for. And before we talk about the three things we're grateful for, while we talk about them, go ahead and put your three things you're grateful for right down in the comments while you're watching this. Gratitude is something that is so important because especially we in Europe, in the US, we're so gifted. And even if you're living on Earth, you're already so gifted because the chance of you being
Mhm.
born is already very, very low. And the chance of being born in a good country and in somewhere where, you know, there's not war is already an even bigger gift. And so, yeah, make sure to express your gratitude down below in the comments. But I'll start with the first thing. As you can see, it's sunning today. The sun is out. I don't know how it is for you in Geneva, but the sun is out, and I'm very grateful for that. Uh, Taking in some vitamin D, and yeah, I'm also very grateful to have clients that I can be very valuable with, and I'm very grateful for AI, for ChatGPT that has just changed so much. It has helped me being more efficient, and it has been helping me a lot in the business. And I try to use AI as much as I can in order to make myself even more valuable for my clients.
Solid list. Um, I'm also grateful for AI because it has helped me with mindset things and also technical things, even gratitude. So I'm grateful for the fact that we live in a time and age where AI is pretty useful and still not trying to kill us all. Um, I'm also grateful for the fact that you know, it's sunny today and it's just good weather. Nothing better than when it has rained a bit and then there's the sun out and just shines a bit. Looks like a work of art, honestly. Um, and I'm definitely grateful for the fact that I'm in Switzerland. It's a beautiful country with very kind people and great friends as well. So I'm grateful for that.
Can only give that back. Can only give that back.
Yeah. And of course, I'm grateful for those of you that liked and subscribed. You know, it's always good to have your support. Even those of you who watched, we're grateful for you.
Yeah, thanks a lot for watching.
Thanks.
And it's been a pleasure, as always, to talk to you, Yassin.
Same
And
here.
yeah, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can watch the next video here on the screen that's been suggested for you by YouTube. And otherwise, we see each other in the next episode.
Yeah. Take care, man.